Hello guys, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Lasan Kamil and I'm going to be walking you through how to install a different operating system in addition to your main operating system on your computer. Now what we're going to be using is a software called Oracle VM Virtualbox Manager, and you can get it from their website at www.oracle.com. So if you go there, you'll be able to get it, download it, and install it into your computer, and it will allow you to run any other software. You can run multiple operating systems on your PC, and it doesn't affect anything. Now there are many benefits of using a VirtualBox to run your operating system rather than installing it directly into your PC. And this tutorial is not going to be discussed. That's a different thing completely. So you can look out for the advantages and the disadvantages of installing an operating system using a VirtualBox. But as you do it, if you are able to follow up this tutorial very well, at the end you'll be able to judge it by yourself. So let's get started on creating our new operating system or installing our new operating system into our computer. Now this is the interface of the Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager, and as you can see, everything is simple design. It is simply designed and you will never get lost. I've already installed one server 2012. That's why this is appearing. But in case you've not installed anything, you don't see all these things. So what you're going to do is you come to the top and then you click on new. Now if you click on new, a new dialog box has appeared asking for the name of the operating system. So you just type the name of your operating system that you want to install. I want to install Ubuntu, and as you can see, the type has changed to Linux, from Windows to Linux, and the version has changed to Ubuntu 62-bit, 64-bit rather. Now this bit depends on your machine. So if your machine is a 32-bit machine, you'll see a 32-bit written here. So all we have to do is click next, and it takes you to another dialog box, the memory size dialog box. Now here, that's where you select the amount of memory that you want to allocate to this particular operating system that you're going to install. And as you can see, the recommended memory size is 1024 megabytes. That's the RAM needed. They have recommended for you to use. So it is already 1224 rather. So I want to increase it to 3 gig. I just shift this thing up to 3 point something, and then I'll click on next. Now if you click on next, this another dialog box asking you of the hard disk, whether you want to create a virtual hard disk or you don't want to create a virtual hard disk, or you want to use an additional virtual hard disk file. Now if It depends on the selection you do. If you do not want to add a virtual hard disk, you select this, or you want to create a virtual hard disk for this particular operating system, you select this. If you want to use an existing virtual hard disk you created earlier, you press on this, select that one. But I'm going to create a virtual hard disk for this operating system. And now, as you can see here too, the recommended hard disk size is 8 gig. So it's better for you to choose 8 gig or more than 8 gig. But if you choose less than 8 gig, it will still work, but it may not work normally as fast as you expect. So you click on create, and then it sends you to a different dialog box, the hard disk file type. Now the first one is the virtual disk image. Whether you want to create a virtual disk image or you want to create a virtual hard disk file type, or you want to create a virtual machine disk file type. Now I'm going to create a virtual machine disk file type, so I just select that one and then click on next. It sends you to a different dialog. Now this is the storage on your physical hard disk. Now there are two options here that you have to select one from the two. So as you can see, it has already selected dynamically allocated for me. Now what the dynamically allocated one is, if you choose that one, whenever your hard disk, your virtual hard disk for that particular operating system that you want to install, whenever the hard disk is full, it will ask you to expand it when you are installing a new software. Let's say your hard disk is 8 gig and you have used all the space in that particular hard disk, and maybe you want to install a particular software that you've downloaded from the internet, you've got from your clicks or whatever. You want to install that particular software, though your hard disk is full, you can still install it, but it will ask you to either accept to expand your hard disk or not, provided there is still space on your computer hard disk. When I say computer hard disk, I mean your main hard disk. So that one is somehow flexible. That's why they call it dynamically allocated. So whenever your hard disk, your virtual hard disk is full, you can still expand it to take up more files and folders. Now another one is the fixed one. If you choose the fixed one, you already know what it means. Fixed, it means that if your memory is 8 gig, let's say you created an 8 gig memory for this particular operating system. If you created 8 gig, that means whenever the 8 gig is finished, it is full. There is no way you can expand it. That's why it is called fixed size. So I'm just going to use the dynamically one, so that whenever I want any software to be installed and my hard disk is full, it will ask me to choose to expand it so that I can install that particular new one. So I'll just leave it there, and then now you can see this checkbox. Now if you check it, it will split the files into less than 2 gig. So I don't want it to be splitted, so I just leave it there and click next. It takes me to another dialog, file location of and size. Now this is the location of your file where all your operating system files will be installed. That's the main folder for your operating system. So you can decide to name it another name, or you just leave it as it is. Or if you don't want to type in the name, you want to choose an existing folder, you click on this folder icon and it will take you to your directory list. I'm not going to use that one, so there's no need for us to choose it. Now, as you can see, it's 8 gig. Allocated memory is 8 gig, but you can increase it up to 2 terabytes. So let's say I want to increase it to up to 2 terabytes. But remember that when you are increasing your memory for this particular virtual operating system, you take note of the amount of this space that your computer has. If let's say your computer has 500 gig this hard disk size, and you come and choose 2 terabytes, you know what the consequences are. So it's better you look at your operating system, your hard disk size, before you choose anything here. So I just want to choose this one. So I want the 8 gig here. I just leave it there, then I press on click create. Now I've been able to create my virtual operating system. So now the virtual operating system is here, but it has not yet started. So what we have to do is to click on this button start, and then it will start the installation, the processes to the installation of the new operating system. Now if you see here, you can see here that a dialog box has popped up, and you can see here host drive D. That's not where my distance. This is where you have to look for your operating system file. So if it is already, you click on this particular drop down list. If it is already there, you're lucky. But in case your operating system file is not here, just click on this icon. It will take you to your directory, and then you look for where your operating system file is. Look for it and then click on it, and then come and open, and it will send you back here. So I've selected Ubuntu 16.04.1 desktop something. So I press on start to start my operating system. Now you can see that the Ubuntu operating system has started installation. So let's wait for everything. What is going to happen? You can see Ubuntu. Now my operating system is installing. You see, so this is now the installation process. If you've ever installed any operating system, this should not be a big deal for you. But in case you have never installed any operating system, you can follow up to see what's happening. So you can try Ubuntu or install it so that it will be in your machine. I'm going to install it. So I just click on install button. Now it is asking me for downloading of third party. I click continue. Now install now. Continue. Now it's asking me to select. Right here you select your country so that anything relating to your profile will not be fake. You select your country. So now on the keyboard layout, I'm selecting English US. So the normal is just the normal way of installing an operating system. Who are you? Me. I input my password here. Continue. Now the installation process has started. So it has started loading and copying files to my computer. Now the installation been completed, and now they ask me to restart. Now because I want you to see for yourself from the beginning to the end, I'm not going to close it now. But these things are no more necessary because our operating system has been installed. But you can keep on watching to the end to see what happens. Maybe to confirm whether the installation has been successfully done or not. Now it is asking me to press enter. password. Now you can see my desktop, everything has been successfully done. That's the Ubuntu interface. If you already know Ubuntu, this interface will not scare you, or it will be familiar with to you. And so that's basically how to install an operating system on a virtual box. Specifically, we are using Oracle VM Virtualbox Manager. So to install this Ubuntu application into our machine, which is already running, my machine which is already running Windows 10, as you can see, this is the Windows 10 interface. You can see it, and my virtual box is already here. So as I've already told you, the moment you finish installing this particular operating system, that's where you see many of the advantages of using a virtual box rather than installing the